Hello, good evening, everyone. It's the Winning Generation show here again, and today we're going to talk about how we digest what we hear. You will all agree with me that the ear is the only organ through which we hear, and it is one of the mediums through which God speaks to His children. The ear is a very advanced and a sensitive organ through which we hear. The ear transmits and transduces sound to the brain through its parts, the inner ear, the outer ear. But how do we then digest what we hear? Do we take time to ponder over what we hear before acting? Or do we just assimilate what we hear and then act instantly? I would like to cite some Bible characters for us to relate it to what I'm talking about. I would like to talk about Joseph and Potiphar. How did Potiphar act when he was told, or when he heard that Joseph had slept with a wife? The Bible lets us understand that as soon as Potiphar heard that Joseph had slept with a wife, he did not take any action. He did not take any action to investigate to know the truth. He immediately assimilated what he was told, and then he took an action by throwing Joseph into prison. But was it really true that Joseph had slept with a wife? Let's look at Delilah and Samson. Samson's wife was Delilah. But when Delilah heard from her people that she's going to be given a very huge sum of money if she is able to tell them the source of the strength of her husband, Delilah heard this, and as soon as she heard it, she did not ponder over what she heard. She did not think of what do these people really want to do to my husband. That's why they want to know the source of his strength. She only thought of the money. She did not have time to sit down to think about the effect it will have on her marriage, the effect it will have on the people, on her husband, the effect it will have on the community in which she lived. She only heard and was promised that she's going to be given this huge sum of money, and she instantly acted to what she was told. She went to the point of even crying to the husband, saying, "I know you don't love me, that's why you are not telling me the source of your strength," and all that. And she through that did all her best to know the source of Samson's strength and told her people, because she heard that when she's able to do that, she's going to be given what? A huge sum of money. Let us bring it to this day and era of ours. How do you react to a negative report that a friend says about you? How do you react to a negative report that somebody tells you about a pastor? How do you react to something that you hear concerning your wife or your husband? Do you take time to ponder over it? Do you take time to think about what you have heard about your spouse or your friend or the person that you cherish so much? Do you take time to ponder over that negative report that you have heard? Or do you just assimilate and instantly take actions against those people? Some people have taken so many actions concerning some negative reports that they have heard being told about them. They've taken instant reaction without having a second thought or pondering over whatever they heard, and they took instant actions that has dearly caused their marriage, that has dearly caused their friendship, that has dearly caused their businesses, that has dearly caused their ministry. How do you also ponder over what you hear, or how do you even digest what you are told? All those twisted lies that you hear about yourself, what do you do about them? Do you just take them, assimilate them, and start taking action towards them? Start making all sorts of utterances that later on you'll find out that, oh, so what I heard, it wasn't as I heard it. Some people even go to the extent of trying to call all manner of names. Some people do call Antoine Yama. Some people do call all manner of gods, in cursing whoever said those twisted lies about them without having time to think about it and ponder to see whether it is true or not. Some people go to the extent of taking schnapps and eggs to even do things to kill the people they once called and cherished as friends. They go to the extent of cursing the generations of that person. But what has those innocent generations got to do with this thing that you have heard about them? Must our children's children suffer from the mistakes that we are doing? Please, I am urging everyone, when we hear anything, any twisted lies about us, let us have time to really ponder over it. Let us have time to digest it, to ask ourselves, is this really true? If I'm taking an action against it, the action that I'm taking against it, is it in the appropriate manner? We don't only have to curse people. We don't only have to do call the name of some gods and take some schnapps and eggs to really justify ourselves of certain twisted lies. It is my prayer that the good Lord will give us the heart that we all need to ponder over things that we hear before taking actions. May the good Lord bless you this evening for listening and watching this video. Kindly share and like. Look for me on Facebook and like my page as well, The Winning Generation. May the good Lord bless you. Stay blessed and forever lifted. Until then, take care.